All right, so it looks like we are live. Good evening, y'all. I am yours truly, Dr. Pierre, your favorite board certified internist, host of Real Physician Reacts. If this is your first time catching this live stream, someone shared this to you. You just happen to be scrolling by and it's here. I am an internist physician who weekly, right? We didn't pop by last week, right? Typically weekly, a video comes across my feed and I have to comment on it. So this is not, and I want to do this because I actually had to do some education on a couple of my videos a couple weeks ago. This is not the video where we're going to do some deep dive learning education lesson. This series is not for that. This series is specifically for my Lunch and Learn community, and then my visitors who stop by to check to see what my reaction is to certain videos across the social media landscape. And we have been talking COVID heavy. Obviously, we are in a pandemic, so it's not no surprise, no shock whatsoever. And this week, we are going to be talking about an unvaccinated teacher who decides that her right of choice is her right of choice. And again, I don't even want to like muddy up the waters. We're going to play the video. We're going to let the video run. And then we're going to play a video again with just giving my commentary, right? Because I think we need to see the video full so we can digest it. It's a quick video too, right? Just so we can digest it. And then we'll actually play, my reaction to the video left, right? So let's get started here.
Marlene, why are you leaving the school today?
I was told that I didn't have the vaccine and I didn't comply to rapid testing, so my day is short.
How long have you worked at this school for?
More years.
Because you were a teacher and now you stick around because you love the kids so much. And what school district is this?
Blackpool, and I have enjoyed every minute of the kids. Every minute.
You can say you've worked here for 20, 30 plus years?
30 plus, getting close to 35. But yeah, so I turned my keys in. My time is done.
We're very sorry.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. All right. Y'all know we're going to do this, right? Y'all know how we like to do this. So again, for those who may not know, we have a virus, COVID-19, that has caused a worldwide pandemic that put the world to a stop. And at the time of this recording, here in the United States, and I know I'm geocentric in when I'm speaking, here in the United States, we have 3 different vaccines. One is actually an FDA-approved vaccine. And if this is your first time catching a live series or just catching anything that I say, I warned a lot of people, once we had an FDA-approved vaccine, you are going to see mandates. Because any virus that can shut down the whole world, once treatment comes around, we're going to do something about it, right? And it's one of those things where I don't think a lot of people really took it serious. So we're gonna. I'm setting the scene. I'm setting the scene here. Here you have. I don't even know what school she went to, but here you have a teacher who is walking off her job after 10 years, 20 years, so a long time. Reason why she's walking off the job is because the school that she is working with, because she works with kids, decides that if you want to continue working here, you need to be vaccinated. Or you need to get rapid testing to make sure you don't have the virus. Why? Because we want to protect the kids. So now that we understand that that is the scene that's being set, let's take a look at, this teacher walking out and miraculously, coincidentally, running into a person who happens to be filming her. I'm assuming it's a stranger, or I'm assuming it's a friend, because why would you let a stranger film you and ask these random questions? So we have to assume that this video shoot is a little setup, hey, you stay outside the door, I'll stay right here, right? And as you're walking in, I'll do my little mini interview. We just have to assume that what it is. Again, I'm not here to put words in these people's mouth. If you happen to know this teacher or to know who did the video, and have any news that's different, please let us know. So let's take a look at the video setup. Let's take a look at and then we'll just get my thoughts, right, guys? So you like I said, you know me, it was very hard for me to sit here and watch that video with a straight face the first time around, but I did it, right, because I wanted y'all to see and absorb the video, because this was actually a recommendation that one of my supporters who watch the series say, hey, like, can you run through the video once, just kind of let us see it, let us absorb it, and then run through with your commentary, right? Because they like my commentary, but they wanted to at least be able to kind of see it all the way through. So let's do that, right? Let's make that wish come true.
Marlene, why are you leaving the school today?
I was told that I didn't have the vaccine and I didn't comply to rapid testing.
So again, we want to stop right there, right? So again, this is a teacher who's walking outside. A random person happens to videotape her and asks, hey, what's going on? Again, like I said, random stranger. Again, let's play with me here. Random stranger says, hey, what are you doing? She says, hey, I was told I had to leave because I won't get the vaccine and I won't get tested. So for the parents who may be watching this stream right now, I want you to answer the question, why would it be so difficult that the person who is taking care of your child put all of the preventative measures to try to protect your child? Like, let's say you don't even care if the teacher doesn't protect herself. Let's say that's the case. I don't care if the teacher wants to protect herself. I want to make sure someone's protecting my child. Here you have this teacher, right, who's leaving a job after 20 plus years, who decides that, like, hey, not only am I going to not get this vaccine, I'm also not going to succumb to the testing that's going to be needed if I don't get the vaccine. So here you have a business, you have a school that says, hey, I'm not requiring you to get the vaccine. We're not going to say you have to get the vaccine to work here. We're just saying that if the alternative to not getting the vaccine means you have to get testing, those are your choices. But here you go. You have a person who, after 20 plus years of working and loving the children, as so she says, she decides she'd rather walk off. So she would rather walk off the job than either get vaccinated or get tested to make sure she doesn't give COVID to the kids. Again, right? Like I said, just very interesting conversation. Like I said, and again, she just happened to run into this person here, who happened to have a video able to film her.
My day is short.
How long have you worked at this school for?
More years.
So now you start to see the waterworks, right? Because now there's some remorse. There's some tears in her eyes, because she knows that she's not going to work at the job she loves. Not love enough to get routinely tested against this deadly virus that's killed 5 million plus worldwide, 760,000 here in the United States in less than 2 years. No, not that much. I don't love the kids that much, but I love them enough to start crying, tearing up when this random stranger catches me outside as I'm walking to my car, right? So again, just so we can kind of understand what's kind of the play that's going on here.
You were a teacher and now you stick around because you love the kids so much. And what school district is this?
So now it's interesting, right? Again, this random person, this random stranger who goes out and just happens to be videoing this teacher who's walking out, who at first when they walked up didn't seem to be sad or despondent, but as questions were asked, all of a sudden the tears and the waterworks come. Now we need to know what school she comes. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, hey, you're the one filming. right? Like, don't you know what school they happen to be at? Unless, right? Unless this is what we call a political stunt, which, if this is your first time watching this series, Real Physician Reacts, I've unfortunately had to critique a lot of political stunts that go around. Now, in the past, right, I think we have like 2 or 3 video series where the political stunts were occurring at school board meetings with men who likely never attended a school board meeting until it was time to argue with lies about this virus. Now they say, you know what? Let's step it up one better. Let's go to the school. Like, we're not even going to go to the school board meeting. Let's go to the school and then, put on this performance here, right? So again, so she's sad. And so just to catch you up, she's sad, she's despondent, she's crying now. She understands, like, this is her last time working at a job. She's been there for 10, 20 years. But now the videographer wants to make sure that we know what county the school is in because they feel like that's important. Now, mind you, again, the choice was not you have to get the vaccine or else you can work here, which it is for a lot of institutions, a lot of places. It was, if you don't get the vaccine, choice A, you have to get routinely tested for COVID to protect not only the kids, but protect the other faculty members, the environmental service workers, the principals, admin, protect everyone, right? If you don't want to do that. And she was like, I'm going to take C and cry here in the snow. Like that was her choice.
Cold, and I have enjoyed every minute of the kids, every minute.
You can say you've worked here for 20, 30 plus years?
30 plus.
So again, like I said, 30 years, y'all. 30 years of loving the children, taking care of the children, seeing the children grow throughout the year was not enough to not have her say, you know what? Let me get routinely tested. Hey, maybe for some reason, I don't trust the vaccine. Maybe that's the case. But like, if I don't trust the vaccine, you also can't make me get these routine tests. You can't make me do both. And the school was like, yeah, you're right. We can't make you routinely test and we can't make you get vaccinated. But we can't tell you that you're not going to be working here. So there's a person who's been working for 20, 30 years, decides that, you know what, deuces, like I'm good. Like I'm okay. Like I'm even though I love the kids, it's all about the kids, which is why she's trying to stress. It's all about the kids, but not about the kids enough to say, you know what, let me go and get vaccinated or get the test, right? Like, again, I absolutely love the freedom of choice that we're using here. But like we said before, freedom of choice does not escape you from freedom of consequences. And this is one of the consequences when you decide to choose what you want.
Getting close to 35. But, so I turned my keys in. My time's done.
Time is done.
We're very sorry.
Thank you.
And when she says this, again, this random stranger who happens to have, I'm assuming it's a phone video taping another stranger who happens to be walking out to school at the same time. When she says, we're very sorry, who is the we that is very sorry? Because I can tell you as a parent, I would be elated that a person who was so against preventing my children from picking up this deadly virus decides that they rather walk off the job. Like, so Miss Brode, I am ecstatic that you decided that you would rather stay away from the kids than risk giving them COVID. I'm ecstatic for it. I don't know what there is sorry to be for. You made the choice. You said, I am not going to get vaccinated and I'm not going to take the routine test required for me to stay at this job that I've been here for 35 plus years. You made that choice. But unfortunately, now we have to deal with you and this random stranger who happens to catch you as you're walking out to school I don't know. Again, I just have to assume it's random. I have to assume that this person who's been working here for 35 plus years didn't orchestrate this little political stunt here for TikTok views and likes. I have to assume that. I just have to assume that you wouldn't go that deep in trying to stress the point of you being against the vaccine, that you'd leave your job after 35 years. I just have to assume that's the case. Again, last week's episode, we talked about that nurse who decided that she was not going to could get the vaccine, because at her job you had to get the vaccine and that's it. There was no options to get routinely tested. I'm pretty sure that nurse would love to have the option to get routinely tested for COVID, but her job was like, no, you get the vaccine or you don't work here. She decided she wasn't going to get the vaccine and was actually shocked that she wasn't working here. Here we have an interesting caveat. That's why I actually love this video. You have a person who has the option to say, hey, I can get the vaccine, I can get tested to keep my job. I can do that. So the question becomes, are you so against what COVID prevention and the prevention of, because that's what the vaccine is prevention. Are you so against that you are okay to walk away from your job of 3+ decades? Like, did you not love the kids enough to say, for the kids, I'll get tested. I'll let them, again, for those who, if anyone's ever gotten tested for COVID or the flu, it's not a pleasant test, right? Especially depending on who's testing. That nasal swab can go back there pretty deep. So it's not a pleasant test. So I understand why you may be apprehensive of wanting to get, and I don't know if it was, again, we don't know how often they were asking for it. We don't know if it was every Monday, every Friday. We don't know. All we know is that she had the option and she was like, nah, I'm good. Like, no, I'm deuces. I'm out. Like, get me up out of here, right? So again, but that's why I laugh when they said we are very sorry. We are not very sorry. We on the coalition of parents are not very sorry that you decided that you were too good to get tested to protect our children. We are not sorry whatsoever. We are happy to be showing you the door. We are extremely happy. So shout out to the school who, again, I don't know if she thought the school wasn't going to call her bluff, which a lot of people across the country did. Like we reported out. I meant to do a video. I'll probably do a video maybe next week or so, where initial concerns in New York City was that half the workforce was going to leave. Half the workforce was going to leave because of this vaccine mandate. And then we realized that number was nowhere near half, right? It was such a small number that you wouldn't even notice that they were gone, right? But they have to do this propaganda, which is essentially what this video is. They have to do this level of propaganda. So now I have to talk about this again. This elderly woman who was at some school. She was a teacher at some school for 3+ decades, who decides, I'm not going to get vaccinated. I'm not going to do any routine testing. And I still want you to feel sorry for me. We do not feel sorry for you, man. Let me tell you that right now. We do not feel sorry for you. And whoever was your filming of this video, this random stranger who happened to catch you, and fortunately, you were so open to answer the questions to a random stranger. And again, what makes it worse, mind you, I'm just thinking, so this is a person who you already know has no concern whatsoever about COVID-19 or preventing you from, getting or spreading COVID-19. And she got her mask all out talking to you and everything. Fortunately, you're outside and the distance is enough where you're video, especially the video person, you're likely good. But again, this is a person I want to willingly stay away from. People who are okay, with what they're doing, I'm okay willingly staying away from you too. I'm okay with that, right? It just is what it is. So again, I wanted to let me stop sharing my screen here so we can film myself. Yeah, so so we can focus on me. And this again is a play of what we've been discussing really over the past month or so of the propaganda that's going on from the anti-vax side. The anti-vax side who really wants you to believe that they're being persecuted. The anti-vax side who really wants you to believe that this is the same thing like the Holocaust, like this is the same thing like slavery. The anti-vax side who will do and give you nothing but lies after lies after lies just to try to prove a point. And what they're hoping and praying is that people are willing to like not listen to truth, not listen to reason, and just kind of follow them blindly. So to the misbroods of the world, especially here in the United States, if you are 100% comfortable not getting vaccinated to protect the kids, also not being tested to help protect the kids, we as a parent is 100% comfortable with you leaving the job. 100% comfortable with that, right? And let me stress this here. I am 1,000% comfortable with you not having a job near kids, right? Like if you think that like whatever COVID is not real and I don't need to get tested because it's not, whatever your crazy reason is, because it's crazy and we have to start being able to label stuff that just doesn't make sense. Whatever your reason is, we're okay that you're not going to be here. Like kick rocks, deuces, we will see you later. And hopefully, and unfortunately, I already know that especially with that anti-vax side, there's going to be more and more opportunities and more people walking out of their job, leaving their job, acting as if it's against their choice. And that's why even the title of this show, I wanted to stress like, no, this is a person who had all the choice in the world. And her choice was to leave her job after 3+ decades because she did not want to get vaccinated. Like that was her choice. Or even more important, because she didn't even want to get tested for it. Again, COVID has enlightened me in such a way, right, as a healthcare professional, because it has been one of the first diseases that I've actually seen people champion treatment over prevention. I saw that. I saw Dr. Chu on Twitter mention this. It's like one of the first diseases that people are actually screaming, no, I want to be treated. I don't care about the prevention. Like, and as a physician, it is such a backwards logic. You will never see us champion the treatment of a disease when the prevention is right here. We're never going to do this and say, hey, like, look at all these treatment options that you can get if you happen to survive and if you happen to not be disabled. Look at all these treatment options we got for you versus, hey, like we got 1, 2, 3 vaccines that we know does a phenomenal job at preventing severe illness, preventing hospitalizations, preventing, like we know these work, but like, no. We want you to actually get the disease. Hopefully don't succumb to disease. Hopefully don't come disabled from the disease. And if that's the case, we got some treatment for you. Like, yeah, I don't know what it is, right? Again, like I said, unfortunately, I think, especially here with this series, we're going to have so much more ammo, I should say. We'll have so much more content to be going over because this isn't going to stop, unfortunately. This pattern of behavior isn't going to stop from their side. And all we can do is comment on it. So again, I am yours truly, Dr. Pierre, your favorite board certified internist. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. You see the link across the bottom. WatchDrBarry.com. Takes you right over to the YouTube channel, especially if you're not watching it on YouTube. Takes you right over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, hit that button, that way you're always aware of what's going on the YouTube channel. Remember, we are here every Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Real Physician Reacts, and make sure on Mondays you catch our Medicine Mondays. That's where, especially for those who want more of an educational video discussion, that's what Medicine Mondays for. This Real Physician Reacts, this is just my commentary. This and again, if you got questions, always drop it in the comments. We'll make sure we get them to you. So you guys be blessed. I'm gonna see you guys next week.